I have two clear messages for you today, short ones. One is very strategic, another is looks more like a call for action. So strategic message is that we have a strategy in Vilnius related to startups, to innovation, and the strategy is very simple. If you want to be more prosperous, more competitive in European market, you have to know what is your competitive advantage and to work on this to be even more visible. So we understand that our competitive advantage, and even potentially it will be even bigger competitive advantage, is being fast and open to new ideas, new forms of business, new companies, new everything. So this open data, hackathons, inviting people who use Vilnius as a sandbox is all about openness. And of course, we attempt to be much faster than other cities in inviting those new forms of activities, whether it will be a startup or already maybe a business which is more or less established. Like, I don't know, Uber is treated as a startup, but it's not so much a startup anymore, I think. So Vilnius is the fastest to invite them. It took just less than 4 weeks, as we always say, for them to start operating. But that's the news also for every new startup. Use Vilnius as a sandbox. We are fast and open. That's the first message. When we discuss the issue how the city can contribute to the ecosystem, to the environment for startups to operate in a more friendly environment, for them to be more fast and open. So of course we raise some questions, how can we help? And of course, municipality as such is mainly has its activities based on location. I mean, one location, another location, and even in the era of internet, people do like to meet, and we meet here. And the question is how to organize Vilnius to be more friendly to startups and to innovation. And when we started to discuss these issues, we found out that actually we don't have actual data or actual very good understanding on what is happening where, what places have competitive advantage over other places in Vilnius. And we started an initiative to create a tech map of Vilnius. Tech map which would indicate where the startups of that sort or another sort are being established, where the providers of some services for startups have their bases, where like venture capital funds are based, and how it works inside the city, because the city is not so small in geographical terms and also in terms of inhabitants. So first of all, I would like to thank Renat for raising this idea of creating this kind of tech map. I would like to thank our hackathon users for contributing to create initial product. And I would like to ask you to contribute to this in the future, because what I will show in a second, this is the framework, which will still be developed in the future, and the framework has to be filled with very concrete data. Again, maybe one more remark before showing it. Speaking about data, sometimes it looks like very obvious what kind of data we have and what we don't have. What we heard, for example, about the investment from venture capital per capita in different countries, to me the question is, how do you calculate, for example, from startups' point of view, the capital which is raised in London but is used in Lithuania to develop the product? I'm quite sure that the majority of this investment is reflected in UK statistics, while in fact startups are working and developing their products in Lithuania in our case, or in other countries. We have many other issues which have to be covered, and for us it's very also important to understand this legal aspect, financial aspect, product development aspect, the new ideas which are born, places where people do meet, and all these areas are interconnected but also separate at the same time. So we have this, we have this Tech Map website, and that's exactly what we have. Yeah, that's startup of the day. We also have it. Espresso. Do you know that? Yeah, great. Actually, what do we count here? We have companies, we have a number of employees, we have areas where do they work, we have all this kind of stuff. We want to show, first of all, the amount of activities which are happening in Vilnius. And sometimes people get surprised when they see the map. It's not so much interactive, unfortunately, but we of course, may zoom in and zoom out and see where everything is happening. But when I started to use it and to zoom in and zoom out and to look for different categories, of course, I was surprised because there are many initiatives of which we do not know. And the idea is, first of all, to show the whole picture, then to show geographical locations. Maybe you are situated somewhere and somebody is in the neighborhood and you even do not know. For us as a municipality, it's very important to understand where are the natural advantages, places for startups and other players of ecosystem to be located. So in this case, we are, of course, targeting our investment, our decisions to these particular places. No, because I think it's like creating artificially something which is artificial is not as good as to base your activities on what is already created. It's like login 10 years ago, like 100 bloggers meeting, and suddenly more than 5,000 people gathering together and making even investment decisions. So that's exactly the type of activities how we think they should be developed. So that's exactly my message. So do not hesitate to visit this Tech Map webpage. Just check it out, who is in the neighborhood. If you are not here, it's okay. It's a mistake, but not a mistake at the same time because it's still developing. So yes, we are looking for your contribution to this issue, and please do help us to help startup community and ecosystem. That's my message. Vilnius will be fast and open and the most successful, I have no doubts. Thanks.